Welcome to Say It Is with Brandon and Tyler. Tyler is not here today. We got Phil and co-host Katie from over at work. Say hi.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here.
So, welcome
Thank you.
to the producer's room.
Producers of 1310.
So you produce Madison in the Morning with Sean.
I do. So I'm right before you, and I usually hand the torch off to you when you're coming in. And
then Vicky goes, "Are you there? Are you there?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm here. Yes, your mic sounds good." And then all of a sudden it goes into the show. I'm like, "And now because it's politics, I don't have time to just zone on out, tune out, and just tune in periodically. Make sure you don't have to hit the dump button, and just make sure that I have an execute. Or if Vicky asks me something directly, I can quickly snap and go like,
yeah, gotta be ready for that stuff.
Otherwise, I just kind of zoomed out like, wait, you said something? Or it's like, hey, did anyone say anything they're not supposed to? No, must have been the wind.
Yeah, I think you have to worry about that a little bit more with your show. Usually, because my show is mostly news and traffic weather, there's not a lot of opportunity for people to swear or say something like that. Also, not a lot of room for political discussions, but yeah.
It just happens.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's like, when I was on injury, you filled in for me in the first 2 hours, and you know how Vicky's mouth is off there.
I do. I actually, yeah. So I got to fill
She
in
has
for
gotten
you
better
for a
at
little
that,
bit. Yeah.
Yes.
It was definitely a learning experience. It's a very it runs very differently from the morning show, but I think both are good. It's good skills to have to know how to run both shows.
Because like one is like you're almost like running on your seat of your pants the entire time because of how many audibles are called. Mm-hmm. And then the other, it's pretty just straightforward.
Yeah, and then Vicky's too is almost all of it is connecting guests and getting her guests on, and then once you let them start talking, you can kind of
but then you just kind of tune in like not must have been the wind or like dump on smash. That's just how it is. And then obviously I do like the women's basketball as well, and then I sometimes do the women's hockey.
Gotcha. Do you did you always do sports when you started here, or did you kind of get more into that as?
No, it was like kind of all at once. It was like because I was replacing the guy who used to do Vicky's show, and then he went to Milwaukee to do sports. But we know what happened over that area. They're like, hey, let's just turn this into an automated national sports station.
Yep, we're done. But yeah, I do a little bit of the sports, but not as much as you, I think.
No,
I'll do maybe once or twice a month.
Maybe.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't mind because I want more hours here anyways. And I don't have any sponsors for the show. That, by the way, I always looking for them, but I don't have a lot. Like I think within the first 13 months, we have just under 400 subscribers on the audio side, and that's all organic.
Nice.
But again, that's the first 13 months of having the pod.
So did you start this podcast when you started here at iHeart, or
a couple months later?
And then I feel like we started around similar times.
Yeah, similar times. Like I think your first day was like a couple weeks or week or two after. I think a couple weeks after me.
Sounds right. Yeah, I think
that's kind of how it was. And then Tyler obviously like he sits at home most of the time, sitting in front of a computer doing IT help desk stuff for the state government, contracted to them through text systems, and he's like, they're all idiots.
Yeah, it sounds
about right.
Super fun.
Yeah, no, he's like, all right, I need something that pays better, and then like you get paid more than we do over here.
Yeah, media jobs aren't.
They don't pay well.
Super lucrative.
No, but they're fun, and
that's true. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, but they don't pay well. The only way you get paid is sponsorships.
Yeah, so
that's it. Otherwise, you don't make much of anything. So over the weekend, I actually saw that like I was on the exercise bike at my apartment complex about 11:30 at night. The doors lock at 11:30. I like going before bed usually.
Yeah.
So I'll go in sometime between like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I was opening up social media, and then all of a sudden I see a thing where it says, hey, the White Sox have an IT position opened up.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I don't know lick about coding, but I know someone who does. I know he's a White Sox fan. Sends a text, hey, Tyler!
Yeah, get on that.
Because that's just kind of, I mean, like, he applied for me. It does require, like, 15 years experience.
Yeah.
So he's probably not going to get anyways, but it was like, well, why not? It's the White Sox. It's what he went to school for. He has a master's in, like, IT team stuff or whatever, and he has a bachelor's in coding or computer science. He is kind of rusty on those languages, but he does know how to do all that.
Oh, that would be awesome to work for a pro sports team. I feel like that would be so fun.
Oh, it would be.
I have one friend who works for the Saints down in New Orleans, and then I have another friend that she's worked for a couple different teams, but she really wanted to work for the Bucks. Like, that was just her dream. She was just like, I don't care what it is. I just want to, she's in sales, but she just wants to do something for the Bucks, and she got it, and that's.
Oh, I remember my time.
She works for the Bucks now. Yeah.
I remember my time in sales.
You don't really
cell phone sales.
I was gonna say, are you like
salesperson
sales at heart, or is that not really? Because it's not really my thing.
No. So, I have a problem with sales as a job? No.
Yeah.
What do I have a problem with? The nature of it.
Yeah.
So, what do I mean by the nature of it? Especially if let's say if you're doing like cold or you're doing like retail cell phone sales.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's like to sell like a non-tangible product like radio spots or like insurance.
Mm-hmm.
But with cell phone sales and cold sales, they encourage you to be more aggressive. I'm a very non-aggressive person.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm like, tell me what you want. Let's look at your bill. Let's figure out what you don't use, and then we remove that. And then anything that is currently offered that you would use, let's like add that. See if it lowers a bill somewhere else. Yep. So I'd be lowering a bill somewhere, which I enjoy doing, and then everyone looked at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm saving people money. Hell, there was this one time where I was like doing retail cell phone sales. We had this older lady who came in, right? Mm-hmm. She lost her husband, elderly.
Okay.
And then I took a look at her bill because I was helping her out. And I was like, you were with, because I was selling Verizon products. I was like, you're with Verizon for like a long time.
Yeah.
You just lost your husband. I'm going to call customer care, and we'll see if like what else can be done for you, because we also need to remove that line anyways. Mm-hmm. So called up customer care, and then I said like, hey, her husband just died. We need to remove that line. But other than that, she's been a customer for how many years?
Mm-hmm.
I just updated the phone plan to the newest, cheapest one because she doesn't use her stuff outside basic needs.
Right.
Is there some sort of loyalty offer that you can see on your end that could be applied?
Mm-hmm.
They did. And then all of a sudden, her Verizon bill became $38 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And that on a postpaid plan, mind you, not prepaid. This is postpaid.
Yep.
Because at authorized retailer, I was not going to touch prepaid with the 10-foot pole.
Uh-huh.
But that was just like a nice thing. I love doing that part, but otherwise, nah. And then like when I was in sales, because you would or retail sales rather.
Yes.
I was almost always working, lonely, and then like a lot of like unhealthy stuff follows because psychologically you're not well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told Sean a couple times, thank you for saving me.
Yeah.
But no, it was not good. I got like my health was, I was like letting that go, and now since I have Tyler as the roommate now, I'm doing something that's a lot less stressful.
Yeah.
I'm making so many healthier decisions. Like I'm going to the exercise room as an average like 4 to 5 times a week, sometimes 6.
Yeah.
For like somewhere between 30 minutes and, well, it's at least 30 minutes, and sometimes I'll add on like 3 or 4 weight exercises where I do 60 reps each.
Mm-hmm.
And then otherwise it's less eating less snacks. It's just better, just making better decisions.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying totally. Like I know people, it's kind of like you're either kind of meant to be a salesperson or not. Like I know a lot of people where it's like they're just so good at it and they don't think twice about kind of harassing people or trying to, pressure people. It's like this. They're just like, this is my job and this is what I got to do. And I know people that are so charming and kind of schmoozy and really good at it. And like, I think I'm more like you. I don't want to push people. Like I used to work at Target and like, that was a lot of like trying to get people to sign up for credit cards or buy some, appliance that's on sale. And it was like, I'm very like, when someone tells me no thanks, I'm not interested, I'm like done. I leave it at that. I don't want to push them any farther. And so I did have times at Target where my manager would come over and be like, you could have, tried a little harder with that customer to, really sell them this thing. And I was like, I don't want to though. Like,
all right, so I got a credit card story for you.
Yeah.
There was a meeting that while I was doing this authorized retailer, because they don't pay for meetings, it was all commission only, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
There was a meeting about credit cards and offering people credit cards.
Yep.
So this is me in the meeting. Credit cards are like evil. I hate credit cards. In fact, I only at the time I made sure I had the maximum amount I could spend on a credit card is $500, and then since that the bank auto lifted that, it jumped up to $1,000 when I only would have moved it to a $750 and just left it there. Like those things are like evil. Like people are so irresponsible. Like I know people who've ran into how many issues with credit card problems. I know, and then here's me who verbally says that, and so it's like, wait, did someone say you don't believe in credit cards? I didn't say I don't believe them. I said I hate them. I refuse to use them. In fact, I never got my first credit card until I was like 25, 26.
I actually do not have one, and I never had, and that's something that I've been like, I really need to do that and start building credit one of these days. But I've survived this long without
I was
one.
able to build credit just by paying off student loans.
Yeah.
But at some point, once those are paid off, then you kind of need to be able to keep your credits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so just have a bare minimum.
Yep. It's on the horizon.
Just
Yeah.
never use it. Stay far away from those things. Just know what's in your budget. Pay what you need to. That's within your budget. And if it's out your price range, I would love to. It's not my budget, so no.
Yep.
And then if it comes to phones, well, those things are financed at 0% interest over a course of typically 3 years on a postpaid plan, and thing called device payment agreement. They used to be called contracts. They're not contracts anymore. You can buy out the device whenever you want, but then when you buy out the device, you lose the promo. I could still walk anyone through a bill, and I could also probably just I got my S25 Ultra, and because my 23 8 concrete, when I walked into a phone store, I started speaking their lingo, and I had to remind them hey, I used to do that for a little over a year. I know all the lingo. I know how everything works. It's gonna be a little freaky. Eyes are gonna bulge out your skull. You're gonna want to raise a flag, but you're not going to, because I again worked in that field for a while, and the lingo is basically universal. Some terms might be slightly different for how you've labeled things, but otherwise they're all the same thing.
Yeah, and like I said, it's I feel like you're either meant to do that or you're not. One of my brothers, he's worked at a bunch of different car dealerships selling people cars, and he's so good at it. And not only is he good at it, but he genuinely likes it. He wants to get up and make a sale and get all excited about it. And I'm a little more like you. Like I said, I didn't want to push people. I'm a little more and so obviously I think that I'm not really meant to do that, but I think that's why this job is a better fit for me, because I like to, and we're still selling people stuff at iHeartRadio, but it's a little different. But I like to just be more creative, I guess, and kind of feel like I made something, or I had a part in making something, creating a product like the morning show. And so being a producer, I think for you and I both, it's maybe a little more our speed.
Yes. Well, I like having my own type of show as well. I kind of need a co-host. If I go solo, I can't go more than 8 to 12 minutes before running out of steam.
Yeah, I would feel that too.
It's hard. And it's not exactly always fun when you're just doing everything solo and you don't have anyone to talk to.
It feels a little more like you're just reading off a script instead of having a conversation.
Is there a script for this show? You can see right now everything is off the cuff.
Yeah, off the dome.
The cuff. Everything. I like doing that because it's a lot more authentic.
I agree.
That otherwise, for the sports side of it, I You know how I started writing my Substack?
Yes.
I also have the pod on there too.
Okay.
That I think I haven't checked the Substack numbers for downloads for the pod side specifically,
Okay.
but that I think is getting closer to like 160, 170. I could be wrong. And it hasn't even been a full month. It's going to be a full
Wow.
month as of Thursday and it's like that's like a third of the number
Yeah.
of the audio side that's been around for 13 months.
There you go. And you get to
And then
feel
I'm
proud of
having
that.
like I have like over 700 interactions on the Substack. Why is the Substack a lot more popular than everything else?
I don't know. Substack seems to be having a moment right now.
I know, right? And then on the YouTube side of things, I asked Tyler, hey, you want to just I know you want to do stuff like on camera, so why not make some baseball themed YouTube videos?
Mm-hmm.
And then just talk about whatever you want. He's probably going to focus on Milwaukee and the White Sox because those are his two teams. But I was like, just choose anything. Just talk about it. Put up to the podcast YouTube channel. The podcast YouTube channel, obviously, it's as people who listen now kind of know, I put the stuff from the Glenwood Moravian Trombone Choir. Select pieces I play. I put it right on there. And that YouTube channel, I think, only has like 7 subscribers. And it's been like, it's going to, I think I started uploading stuff to there in like June or July.
Gotcha.
So that's not really going anywhere either. But the Substack, oh my goodness,
that's where the money's at right now.
I don't understand it. I just write 3 to 5 minute opinion pieces of great ideas, and it's like, go.
The people want your opinions, Brandon.
I mean,
give
clearly,
the people what they want.
clearly. So anyways, like going back to like the doing Madison in the morning and Vicky, is there any other things you notice besides just the politic and the non-politic?
As far as differences between producing the shows?
Like, excluding the when like Sean has guests in for who do like local businesses.
Yes, ask the experts.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are a little bit more like doing Vicky's show because it usually is getting a guest on with Sean. And then podcasting that. We don't usually podcast the rest of the show. But yeah, it's kind of like you said, there's a lot less opportunity for me to like get up and walk away because usually I never have more than like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe max before I have to like push another button or play another sound effect.
I don't have to hit those very often.
No. She does way longer talk segments.
And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's something from Twitter. Play it off the computer.
Yes.
Or it's like, hey, there's they say some words that you can't play on air. Go bleep those out.
Right. And I would say, yeah, Vicky's show, it's like it's her show, so I think she just has a little more freedom to just talk about whatever she wants. And I'm sure that sometimes she has, more of a planned ahead script or whatever. And I'm sure there's some mornings where she comes in and it's just like, what am I going to talk about today? And the morning show is just more rigid in the sense of like...
hers is more like a soft script where it's like more like reaction, ask certain questions, hit like certain topics she wants to hit.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's how it feels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the morning show is very, like I said, we'll do talk segments if we have time to, and that is like, it's up to us. It's whatever, is the hot topic that day, or usually something a little more fun or fluffy. But
please, I know I was brought up in that a few times, and I was. If you guys are just gonna bring me up for that show, just bring me, and I'll be like, stop.
Yep. But
I'm not. But I'm physically up, mentally might not be there, but what do you want?
Yep. Then, but the rest of the show is very like clockwork. Like it's news, and then it's weather, and then it's traffic, and it always
and maybe a little bit of sports.
Yep, sports too, and they're always on the same. They're happening at the same times every hour, and we don't usually get to. It's not like I get to jump on and give my opinions on the news pieces. It's just Robin reads the news, and then when we have time for a fun talk segment, then it can kind of be whatever we want to make it. But it's much more like when I first
it's regimented.
Yes, when I first started here, I had to just write down all of the steps in order of just like, now do this. Okay, at 7:10, fire this, and like it becomes muscle memory. But
it does. I had a notebook. I don't know where the hell it went, but it's. It's like which things they have on for Vicky's thing.
Yes.
Here's a number. here's the sponsor for the hotline. There's no longer sponsors of the hotline. In fact, they pulled the sponsorship entirely. It's like, are you serious, guys?
Yes.
And then, yeah, it's.
I don't know. I found doing Vicky's show, it was like easier in some ways and more nerve-wracking in other ways. Like it's...
Well, at the same time, you guys did not do the simulcasted hour with Milwaukee.
That's true.
Because everything has to be like, with like, you have to fire the, like end the third segment by 52 at the latest.
Okay.
Or you got a few seconds of leeway because, and then Vicky has to be out at 59:15.
Oh, or it cuts off her, yep.
Or otherwise it cuts off wherever on Milwaukee's end.
Yep.
And then, however, the producer has to be out somewhere between like 17 and 20. I'm like, okay. And then because of that, everything's a little bit more stressful because of time constraints. Otherwise, everything's very floaty.
Yes.
And I just tell Vicky, like, all right, you got a minute or two before the top of the hour. And then I just let her go.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm going to say, like, hey, wrap when you can. And all I'm going to take about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to wrap it up anyway. So I'm like, eh. I just kind of throw my hands up in the air. I was like, whatever. Whatever. Like, and what I've been doing, like, when I brought up how I just, like, tune in and out, I do that so that way I can stop myself from getting, like, just uninterested in politics, because I do have an interest in it, but it's draining.
Yes.
And I get burnout from it, and it's not good for me. So it's like, then whenever the day comes where I'm no longer producing politics, I'm going to do a detox. I'm not going to listen.
I was
to
going to
it.
say I feel the same way. We don't get to get into political discussions or share our opinions about politics on the show, but a lot of the headlines that Robin reads every day is what's happening in the news, our country, the world, etc. It's all very political just in nature. And so I feel the same way. I want to stay informed. I don't want to be ignorant to things, but once I leave here, I'm like, I need a break for a little bit.
It's like, and like what we mean by like move on is like, as in like move up or goes to like, or some other media organization like comes and just plucks us because that just because that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
can't say it doesn't. It totally does. But I'm after this. I'm probably gonna like stay far away from politics for a while.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to do literally whatever.
Yeah, I get that. It's Yep, like I said, you wanna stay informed and want to know what's going on, but that stuff does get a little exhausting on the brain.
All right, so we're going to move to a different topic. So we're going to take. I'm looking at the clock here. We're going like do a little break.
Yep.
And we'll be right back after some ads run. So one moment, please. All right, and we're back. We're going to actually combine more like two segments, but it's going to be a little bit about trombone because Katie does play and she hasn't touched her. Bring your trombone into rehearsal. Sign up for community band. Damn it.
I should bring it here.
I mean, I've brought.
That would be funny.
The bass trombone and the tuba is in my car.
It is in my car. I really should. I think
they are in my car.
I think Sean would laugh his ass off if you walked in and saw me with my trombone case, and I'm like, Did
you finally fetch it from your parents?
No, but my parents live very close to here, so it would be super easy for me to
fetch it. Sign up for community band.
Grab it on the
join
way.
Me in
grab
rehearsal
it after. Yeah. So when did you start playing?
I started on clarinet in 5th grade.
Yep.
In 6th grade, I switched over to trombone, and then to tuba the same year.
Nice.
I did tuba through college and through my music undergrad, like minor.
Oh,
my
nice.
Undergrad.
I didn't know that.
And then after I got out of cell phone sales, the Glenwood Moravian Church was like, "Hey, trombone choir." I don't play trombone. I'm a tuba. Here's a trombone. You'll get it. I'm like, I haven't touched this thing since 6th grade. And it's like, you'll be fine. And I'm like, oh, and then I just became a low brass specialist. And then after going from a turn trombone, then Dr. Olson goes like, all right, bass trombone. And I'm like, cool. And it actually works out where I'm often on bass 1 because I like going. With trombone, I always like going down, and with tuba, I always like going up in the register. It's just a fun little thing I like to do.
Yeah, I mean the low notes on the trombone are so cool. I agree with you. I don't want to say the trombone is one of the easiest
No,
instruments.
because you have to
it's not.
play the notes, but you have to make sure like notes correct by having your slide in the right position.
There's
if you're
a
a little off, then it's gonna be flat or sharp, or
Yep.
just the wrong note.
Or even to just, I remember my lips would just get really tired if I played for more than like a couple hours. Like it's like you almost have to build up
too much mouthpiece pressure. Perhaps?
You have to like build up like lip
your
muscle
embouchure,
almost.
well, it's like we have the embouchure part, but you also have to make sure you don't put on too much mouthpiece pressure.
Because I think
Otherwise, your notes are either going to crack or they're not going to sound as good, and you have a hard time going up in the register.
I think a lot of people who have never actually played a trumpet or trombone, they think that you're just blowing into it, and you're not. You're making your lips vibrate like that, like almost kind of like blowing a raspberry, basically. But yeah, it's like it's the vibration of your lips.
Yeah, like I'm a lot better on tuba than I am on trombone.
Really?
I just am. Obviously, I can't improv,
Mm.
but I can do multiphonics. I'm not good at double tonguing. I can do it. I'm not good at it. Can't do lip beats. If I was good at double tonguing, I could do lip beats. And I forget the technical terms for the notes, but I can go down to a particular like C, but that's not as consistent as that D, and then I can go to an F above the staff about half the time.
Yeah.
And for a tuba, that's decent range.
So yeah, I've played trombone for a really long time too. Part of it probably has to do with how young I was when I started, but I've found that even if I don't touch my trombone for a couple of years, if I pick it up, it generally comes back to me very
it's like
quickly.
riding a bike.
It's like muscle memory at this point. Piano, I did not have the same experience. Piano, first of all, I was older in age when I started it, so I'm sure if I started piano when I was a little kid, that would be different.
I took one semester of piano in college.
Yeah.
That was a struggle. My left hand is near useless. I can do right hand all day. Left hand's useless.
My teacher literally told me this would have been so much easier if you would have just started when you were a kid. And I'm like, sorry, well, here I am. I'm starting now. And I got okay for a year or two, but
you probably can't do it anymore.
No, it's like I sit back down at a piano now and it's completely gone. It's completely left me. The trombone, it will not leave me.
It's like with the piano, I can still sit behind a bench, but I could only be like, I'll still be pretty useless, but I can somewhat do things with just the right hand.
I think I can still play like Deck the Halls on the piano, and that might be it. But I used to actually
I could
be okay.
So there's this piece that's in the Octopath 1 soundtrack, and I could do a portion of that on a piano.
Okay.
With just the right hand. Naturally.
Well, that's the issue too. I learned how to play bass clef first, memorized, I can sight read anything in bass clef.
I can read F clef, G clef, or I can C clef, and now what I mean by those clefs is because like a bass clef is an F clef, but you have the two dots after the curve at the top of the staff where F is, and then treble clef is G clef, but where that's usually positioned, the round part is where that line of G is, which is where like a B would be in the staff for bass clef. And then now when you're playing trombone, how often have you seen a tenor clef?
I don't know.
Because they are more common in orchestral stuff and sometimes brass quintets.
I wasn't in orchestra. I was in just regular concert band and then jazz band. So I don't know if I ever.
Yeah, I've seen very, very, very few pieces for wind band where it goes into a tenor clef. Now a tenor clef, that's a C clef. So you know the clef that like violas, violins use, where it has that funky look and shape.
Yep.
So that dip in the center is where middle C is.
Mm-hmm.
When you raise that thing up, it goes into a tenor clef.
Okay.
But it's technically called a C clef.
Yeah. So yeah, with like I could sight read any piece of music for my trombone. Like I just got it memorized from a young age, sort of similar. The piano, again, that was a struggle. I was not used to reading treble clef music. And so you were saying your left hand was kind of used. It's like for me, like my right hand, or I don't know, if I could get okay at playing a piece, but I would have to memorize it. I could not sight read.
I can't sight read a piano thing.
Yes.
I have a hard time doing both hands at the same time.
Yep.
I trained myself to be partially ambidextrous, but I can't do anything.
I think I'm partially ambidextrous too.
Like I can cut with the scissors with both hands. I can write with with either hand, but my right hand is going to be a little bit faster.
When
I look a little cleaner.
When people are eating something with a fork and a knife, they usually cut with their, if they're right-handed, they usually cut or saw the knife with their right hand and then switch back to have the fork in the right hand. And then I can't do that. I just cut with my left hand.
I can cut with either hand.
I just cut with my left hand and keep the fork in my right.
I trained myself to switch hit.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if I could.
Okay, so when you're holding the bat, you know, in your right hand, you have the left hand on the bottom and the right hand on top. Yeah, you just swap the hands around, and it's the same motion except the other side.
Yeah.
It's like I just trained myself to do that. Now my swing is not as clean left-handed, but I can definitely hit left-handed.
I don't know if I've ever tried hitting
I also
left-handed.
have more oomph right-handed, but I have more contact left-handed because I can't see the lower outside portion of the strike zone.
Gotcha.
I can't eyeball distance. If it's that one spot, then I just can't see it. Now, we both play games. I know, totally like pivot. This is like a wonky ass pivot.
That's okay.
You do a lot of what, like Sims and Red Dead?
I would say those are my two mains, and then I do play Fortnite and some Rocket League, which are online. But Red Dead Redemption, especially Red Dead 2, I think might be my favorite video game of all time. And then Sims is like the only PC game I really play.
When you said Fortnite, same thing. That hurt me internally.
Oh no,
that is such a bad game. That game is horrible,
and I will agree.
Horrible.
I will agree that it's gotten worse as time has gone on.
I heard that like the first couple seasons it was okay.
I used to love it,
and then now it's just bad.
Well, all it is now is just like collabs with like celebrities or other video games movies. Like it's just like,
celebrities. I also know people who have an opinion that doesn't mean anything because it's a crap idea.
Like they've got like Kim Kardashian in the game now, and it's like,
completely
okay,
useless.
what is this anymore? But I still do like to play it because that is a way, like if I haven't seen my brother for a while, it's kind of a way for us to like quote unquote hang out. Does
he play it like often?
Not as much as me.
I know. Okay.
I play probably more than a lot of people I know, which people say it is kind of like
it's a
kiddie game a little bit too, but
I've seen him like other like childish games that are a lot better.
Yeah.
They're just better.
Fall Guys, that one's okay.
That one is better.
Yeah.
Improvement. But no, so it's like Elder Scrolls, Octopath, Final Fantasy. I like Red Dead. I think GTA is dumb.
I do like GTA, but I like Red Dead better.
Yeah, I don't touch GTA. I think it's dumb. I will do some indie things if it catches my.
Oh, did you ever play Five Nights at Freddy's?
No.
Okay, I'm curious about that one.
No, I've done a little bit of I think either Hollow Knight or Shovel Knight.
Okay.
I've done a couple things on. I play most of the stuff on PC nowadays.
Gotcha. Oh my god, did you ever play the original Slender Man?
Nope.
That used to scare the crap out of me in middle school.
Nope.
Throw my phone across the room.
No, let's hear. Emulated Pokemon on my phone.
Oh, my brothers are super into Pokemon. Or were.
And then so this is how I looked at it. Like I played everything from Gens 1 through 5, and I took a break. And then in college, someone talked me into trying Gen 8.
Mm-hmm.
Gen 8, like the mod designs were okay. Everything else is kind of crap. The music was okay. Everything else crap. Gen 9, it was actually getting closer to Gen 5 quality.
Yeah.
It's very buggy. But it's that IP. Do you know how much IP is worth?
Mm-mm.
Look it up. Look up how much the Pokemon IP is worth. The answer is it's going to be worth almost the same amount as Disney.
I'm sure it's...
Disney cannot afford to buy that IP without going broke.
Yeah, that's a chunk of change.
Yeah, like, say the number.
AI Overview says 100 billion to 115 billion as of 2024.
Yep, and
so might be even more.
Now just look at the how much Disney is worth as a company. You'll see how close those two things are. And plus, when you include, you have to like keep in mind, there's Pokemon theme park in Japan. There is like stores. You have the games. You have the toys. You have the cards. You have the shitty anime.
Yeah,
they're like that IP is ridiculous, and it's owned by Nintendo, Creatures Inc., and Game Freak. Yeah, you're typing in.
I was gonna say they're not far behind.
You're like Disney is like just behind Pokemon or Or is Pokemon? Not
Pokemon is
no.
almost to Disney point.
Yeah, see, when you round it, it's pretty. You might as well say they're worth the same.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I did that otherwise with Red Dead. Mod the hell out of that. Elder Scrolls mod the hell out of that. Oh, I love Dark Souls and Elden Ring and Bloodborne.
Those are all I have friends who've told me that like I need to play all of those, and someday I will. Especially
those games I wouldn't say they're hard. You just have to know how to do boss attack power memorization and knowing how to dodge.
I thought Dark Souls 2 was supposed to be like one of the hardest games ever.
No, so Souls 2 is actually the easiest Souls game.
Oh.
But there's a lot of ganks. Souls 3, that's also just as easy as Souls 2, but the bosses are harder and there's less ganks. But but when you play, when you complete like 1 or 1.5, you become essentially a Souls rep, like not rep, but like a Souls vet, where you can just like look down a hallway or look at a room and like, oh, this is a boss room, or like, oh, there's gonna be something that I'm gonna walk down a little bit, and there's gonna be something that jumps out of the wall that I'm gonna have to kill in about 5, 4, 3, 2, Q.
Oh, yep.
And then and I was like, what? Where do I go? Wait, I have to go up to go down. Okay.
So, did you finish Red Dead 2, like story mode?
I did not finish the story mode, although I know everything that happens, and I have my mod list.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
My mod list. My mod list is beautiful. I don't do it like the wonky world stuff. That's a little.
That's
mod.
Yeah.
But my mod list. I do all weapons unlocked, ambient abandoned wagons, ambient gang manhunt, ambient NPCs, ambient money and wagons. Bandana does not affect honor, so if you have the bandana up and you go commit a crime, you don't have it affect your honor at all. Bank robberies, like that way you can just do that without the gang by yourself.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Blackwater Restoration Project, Blackwater City Overhaul, Blackwater Police Voice Lines Fix, Blackwater Sidewalks, Bounty Hunting, Expanded and Enhanced, Companion System, haven't got that to work. Cut Dialogue, Restoration Enhancement, Duels, which means you get duel whoever you want on the street.
Gotcha.
And then you get expanded, revamped the Valentine, Frick Micah, gang mod.
Yes.
Great Plains Project.
Is that the one where you can just like beat him and do whatever to him?
Maybe.
Oh man.
And there's a Great Plains Project Blackwater port from RDR1, immersive faction interaction, immersive scenarios, J10 Railroad Engineer, so that it allows you to control trains remotely.
Wow.
As long as you're like, I think while you're on it or close or whatever. Just bleed already, kick NPCs, like you know how in RDR1 you can kick NPCs. I put that mod in. And then legendary channel catfish restored. So that's like a piece of cut content. That's the thing that eats the fisherman when you do the fisherman's quest.
Oh, the channel catfish.
Yes, because that thing is cut, and you were originally supposed to catch
that is cut. And then did you know about the missing princess that was cut? Yeah.
Yes, I know about that. And then light multiplayer asset enabler. Some of these mods are just so that way other mods can actually properly work because of assets used. And then luxury penthouse. Mary Linton joins the gang. Have not gotten that mod to work. New Austin expanded. No invisible snipers. I know you can just glitch into like New Austin and whatnot as Arthur, but I'm on PC. I just mod it. Obtainable Arthur and John bounty posters. And now with the New Austin stuff. Originally, Arthur was supposed to be able to go into New Austin and whatnot, but obviously
they you just die within like
because invisible snipers.
Yep.
Online content enabler. You can kind of imagine what type of mod that is. Rampage NUI. RDR1 Blackwater Gunsmith. RDR2 ASI loader. Red Dead voice input. I haven't gotten that mod to work, but it should make it so that way you can talk into mic or your computer, and then you can like talk to the NPCs and try to get a reaction out of them.
What? That's cool.
Script hook, again, you can have an idea what that mod's for. I have turned off open to all interiors, so it means if the door is locked, like if it's a store, you just walk in anyways.
I like that.
But like there's like some areas that have like real red circles that teleport you into an area. I that's why I don't like that, so I turn it off. I like my stuff being, more realistic in that regard.
Sure.
Sergeant Joe bank robbery, another like again for bank stuff in the game. Shove NPC special horses in wilderness.
Ooh.
Tallulah Jetty, reimagined version of cut content,
Mm.
Thorough Drowning, Unseen Lives ambient NPC overhaul, and Valentine Extended.
Very good.
A lot of the stuff is just like enhance the map, add stuff more out, like ambient stuff,
Sure.
make things a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, I play Red Dead on PlayStation, so I unfortunately can't do any of that. But I do play. I said The Sims on PC,
Which
and so
I've also modded.
Yes, you got especially Sims 4 because Sims 4 just sucks. So it's like you have to mod it.
Like the only way you make Sims 4 better is if you have all the DLC, and then you also have to mod it, and then
Yep.
and then like I've also done console commands on that. Which, by the way, I also put on console commands on Skyrim.
Okay, yeah, because like Sims.
Naturally.
I thought Sims 3 was so good. I've never touched Sims 3, but Sims 4, I'm like, I'm bored. Like,
Yeah, well, it's like when you first fire it up, you're like, you get sucked in for a few hours, and then after that, you're like, God, I'm just so
pretty
bored.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you're like, all right, time to mod it. But like when I'm on PC for most of the stuff, I just look at like, all right, time out. So you know how bad Starfield was?
I feel like
and
I
like how
remember
it doesn't
this.
run
Yeah.
on most things, and
Yeah.
like if you play it on PC, you have to put a mod on it so that way the PC can actually run it.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this.
Yeah, so I've modded Starfield a fair bit too. It keeps crashing on this particular planet, so I haven't touched it.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just not as good as Elder Scrolls. So
Classic.
Yeah, so I just don't. I used to play the Assassin's Creed games, though I stopped playing after Syndicate because everything after Syndicate has just been meh.
Sure, I've never
or
played
bad.
any of those, but
I've done the Call of Duty games up to Black Ops 2 because after Black Ops 2, the franchise died for all I care. The games are not at that quality.
mm-hmm.
Battlefield, I've done a little bit of that. The Bad Company games are really good.
Yeah.
I don't play them. Most shooters bore me. I like Borderlands. Borderlands 2 is the best one.
Never
though.
played that one either, but it looks fun.
I want to try High on Life. Now they did release a second one.
I've not heard of that one.
So High on Life, like it's a hit or miss, and like the first one is a lot of like Rick and Morty humor.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, the second one, the humor is still there, except it's more action based, and I think his name is Justin Roiland or whatever. He's no longer with High on Life, and so like his character or gun named Kenny is no longer in the game.
I see. Yeah, he had some controversies in real life.
Yep, and then he was acquitted of those, but he didn't go back.
Maybe, yeah. I guess
at least that's what I read.
Maybe he was salty and didn't want to go back. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's and then when it comes to like Final Fantasy or Octopath, I don't mod that stuff. No. And when it comes to like Pokemon stuff, I don't have any intentions on getting the games. If someone talks me into it, talk me into it. Otherwise, no. If something is actually decent, I like test. I go like, okay, this is like okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll consider it. Otherwise, no, not gonna touch it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like a fan made thing or a ROM hack that's actually decent or funny, like for the dialogue, then yeah, I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, no, not at all.
All right, yeah, I pretty much play what I play, but there are a lot of the things that you listed off are like on my especially like Elden Ring. I have friends that are like, you have to,
with the DLC.
Okay, maybe that'll be my next one.
Now it's not going to be as hard for you because they toned down some of the bosses. Like,
oh yes, I've heard that. Yep.
You had like Star Scourge Radon. That one I did like once or twice pre-nerf.
Sure.
I've done Consort Radon twice pre-nerf.
Mm-hmm.
Melania, I don't know if they ever nerfed her. If they did, I did that pre-nerf. I'd beat a lot of that game pre-nerf. Well, pre-nerfs. But otherwise, like I have one like Strength Faith build where I'm using Godslayer Great Sword with baseball swing them, and it does black flame damage. And I also did a Blood Flame build. That was pretty fun.
Very good.
That was a good build. Looking at the time here, you have an appointment you gotta get to.
I do, but it's been fun.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. We'll do another producers room thing in the future because that's enjoyable.
Thank you for having me, Brandon.
Yep. And as always, you can find the pod on, well, now you can find the pod on Substack. You can go onto the Facebook announcement page, the Facebook community group, the Twitter page where you can contact me and Tyler. He doesn't ever check that. We got a Discord that no one uses. And then you have the YouTube channel. You can also email us at let'schatbt@gmail.com. The Twitter handle is let'schatbt. And then, thank you or anything else? No, but if you want to read my Substack, there should be a link somewhere where you can click on it and go read my stuff. Until next time.